So it's recording. Okay, I'm so sorry. Lorna, I first of all, can I
Hi.
Hi, it's so good to meet you. And I want to officially apologize before we get started. I had this on pause, but it's not on pause. I can't find where the pause button is. So, where are
Uh,
you from? Where are you from? I'm
So I'm
recording now.
English.
Yeah.
I'm English, but I'm in Spain at the moment. I'm a bit
Oh,
of a digital nomad. I just kind of move around. I'm only here for the next 4 weeks and I'm off to Morocco.
oh wow. What
And
part of England are you from?
originally Essex, so I'm from the south.
Oh, okay.
I've moved around in the UK as well. Like when I was 7, we moved as a family from Essex to Gloucestershire, so it's like southwest.
Yeah.
And I went abroad for a while, met a guy, and we came back to the UK together and we lived in Birmingham for 10 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've
Wow.
kind of lived in the Midlands as well. So like my accent's probably a bit mixed
Yeah, it's
because
a little, yeah.
I've been like here, there, and everywhere.
I had
So
married a guy from Derby, and I
oh
didn't,
shit.
I never actually got to move there to Derby, but I always was like,
Not
oh,
missing out.
yeah. I was like, oh, well. But it was fun. It was a fun experience, you know? It's one of those situations where it didn't last, but it was a life lesson. At my
Yeah.
dark night of the soul, it woke me up, you know?
Yeah, well, that's relationships are here to teach us so many
Yes,
different things.
yes.
I think it's frowned upon, like my mum and dad's generation, to be in and out of relationships, but I just take the rough with the smooth, and I'm like, what did this teach me? It was amazing. I'm not really, of course, we're human, we get sad, but it's
Yeah.
like, I think when you do this work, you just have this deeper understanding and awareness,
Oh,
and it's
definitely.
like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
okay with that. I've been single actually since 2019 because I was in a twin flame relationship. And I found that very hard to get into a relationship with somebody else. When you've been in a real soul to soul relationship, anyone else that you meet, it's just like meh, like
Yeah.
it's just hit
Yeah.
the spot, is it?
Yeah. I'm in the
So,
same situation. 2018 is when my husband and I separated. I've not dated anyone. I've talked,
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
tries to chat with you, but I
yeah.
think your boundaries go up too. I went in, got some training. I went to a narcissistic university to learn because I didn't know anything about narcissism or what it was. But when I look back on it, it was like boom, boom, boom. The love bombing, the discarding, and what is it? The devaluing, then the discarding, and then everything. It was like, and they all do it. It's like a playbook. It's
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I
Once you're
never knew
awake
it
on
existed.
that stuff, like you're just yeah, it's really interesting. I was on TikTok yesterday and there was a lady saying, where are all the awakened guys? Like the women are doing all the work, but like where's the awakened men?
Let me tell you something. Those are them. These guys go after the women who are spiritual on purpose. They're feeding off of us.
Yeah, of
They're
course.
actually feeding off of
Energy.
us.
Yeah,
And
because
I
they
didn't
feel
take it.
it.
Yeah. And now and after the fact, I know all about it. I went and got trained and everything. But at that time, they give you clues. And he had said something like, oh, you're an astrologer. Oh, I've been with spiritual women before. Like, and I'm thinking, huh? Like, what are you saying to me? It was weird. And now that I know, they feed off empaths. That like literally, it's like food for them, like gold.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
had no clue. No
Wow.
clue. I had dated, and I won't even lie about it. I always say I was a slut. I was when I was younger. I dated over 70 guys. Like I was not I thought I knew everything, but I had never come across a real awful that type of narcissism. What we
Ah,
call it covert. He was everything. It was where you get together because you, they need tea and me, right? They're complaining, they're weakened somehow, and you think, oh,
and
this
we
guy
see the good, in
needs
it,
me.
don't we? We
Huh.
see the soul and we see the good parts,
Yes, and we
right?
completely overlook all of it until it's too late. But it's
Yeah.
funny, once you have that life lesson,
Yeah.
no one can get by me now. Like I might the red with the moment I get one or two red flags, it's done. Like They can't
Yeah.
get by me. I see it now.
I'm like that as well. I'm brutal. I'm
Brutal.
so brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
gonna
can't do the whole dating app or anything because I'm like, people say to me, oh, you should go out and you should have fun. I'm like, listen, it's going to be a waste of their time and mine because I can tell you as he's getting out of his car if it's a yes or a no. He even ordered the drink before he's even got his wallet out. I'm like, no, honey, walk back, go
I
back
love
in your
it.
car. Like, because basically it wasn't worth the 20-minute drive here. So
Yeah, that's hilarious.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm just
Oh
gonna
my
save
God.
time, babe.
It's like when you know it instantaneously, like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Like, I'm
You know,
sorry, but I read energy. So, like, I can tell you straight away. You don't even have to open your mouth. I'm like, no,
yep.
no. Like,
Good.
yeah, you've still got this, you've still got that. And it sounds awful, right? Because, like, I'm not fully healed. None of us are. But it's just like, no, I don't want to mother someone. I want someone that's going to actually be my equal,
That's
right?
it.
We're
Yeah.
here to mother, you
Yeah.
know? Own your shit. You do you, I'll do me, and
Yeah.
together we'll like, complement each other. But yeah, it's
2019 is not bad at all. You're doing just fine, Lorna. Just fine. I feel like I found a kindred spirit because here I am, 2018, so we're like almost back to back.
I
I
know, right?
know there's no rush. The right one will come when the right one will come.
So true. Do you know what's really interesting? Oh my God, I love talking to you. You know what's really interesting? When I come to Spain, I always meet somebody from a past life. So I meet karmic relationships. So my soul definitely has a connection to Spain. I've been coming
Yeah,
here for a few years.
yeah.
And I love it here. I know there's so many other amazing places in the world, like I've done Bali and that, but there's something in the energy here that, and every time I don't even put myself out there. So I tell you very quickly, because I'm a chatter, right? I went, I saw this guy. This guy's been serving me coffee for about 3 or 4 weeks now, right? And he put the coffee down, and I've never really paid attention. He put the coffee down, he looked at me, I looked at him, we locked eyes, and I just got, and I got loads of flashbacks in my mind. That night, I had a dream of me and him being married in a past life, and I saw that he lost his legs in a bomb, and I saved him. And since that day, it's like a twin. I don't know if it is a twin flame or if it's karmic, I don't know, but it's that kind of so strong. Like I can have my head on the laptop and I already know he's walked in the room. I can
Oh,
feel his
wow.
energy.
Yeah.
And it's been so intense. Like we've not gone on a date or he's actually got a girlfriend. So I'm just trying to like hold myself together. But I'm like, okay, spirit, why have you sent me this?
Yeah.
Because this is like the third time it's happened with a guy now where I'll meet someone and it's past life,
Yeah.
past life.
And you can feel it.
Very interested. Oh my
Yeah.
God, like right in the heart. Yeah.
I've got this thing. I've told this story before, but this is a weird thing. This happened to me years ago, and I was dating this guy, and I had to leave because my mother had cancer. I had to go to Alaska, and I was in love with the guy, and I thought the guy was in love with me, and I was leaving, and my aunt said, "Oh, I guess it's time for you to board." And I'm like, "Oh, I can't go yet. Reggie's coming," and she's like, "I don't see anyone." I'm like, "Oh, he'll be here. He's gonna be coming running down in just a minute." And there he came with like flowers. And then when he came up, I was like, "Oh, don't stand here. We're supposed to be standing over there." And I grabbed him and I moved him over to a window where the sun was positioned just exactly as I had saw it in my mind.
Oh my
It was
God, I love
exactly as I saw it in my mind. Exactly. Now, I don't know if some people say when we get those moments of clarity like that, that deja vu or whatever that is, that it's past lives. Some people say it's deja vu from we just are in tune with something. I don't know, but I saw it. I made it real. I put him exactly where my spirit said we had to be. And after that, I left. I got to Alaska. I lived there for 14 years. I had my daughter and everything. I didn't end up with him. He ended up getting a job with the FBI. But wait, it was a moment. I feel like had I maybe if I not done it that way, maybe something might have happened with the plane. I don't know.
I was actually going to say that to you when you said it.
It had to go that way. And
Yeah.
ever since that moment, I have been really picky about certain
Ah,
things in life. The other thing is right now I live in Seattle. No, anyone who knows me knows I was obsessed about coming here, and it was that one, it's my Venus so and so. Supposedly, I'm supposed to be somewhat pampered and attractive here, and I had been a 500 over 500 pounds and in a wheelchair, and I used to sit in my home and dream that one day I would be exactly who I am today.
I love that.
Because
And
I
you've
can
set
walk, I can
identity
dance.
of
Yeah.
yeah.
I yeah, I just remember being over like 500 pounds in a wheelchair, basically crying, but having this feeling in my gut, like it's not over. I mean, I was in my 40s already, but I just I didn't feel like I should be giving up. I was like,
Mm.
no, I should be like,
That's
I don't
part of your soul
know.
journey to
Yeah,
overcome.
it saw something. It's
Yeah.
weird. And I feel like when you get those feelings, I don't know if it's that you're remembering the the past life itself, or if it's supposed to remind you of something that is to happen now and in in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'll say this one last thing, and then I'll stop talking, and let you talk. My my
Oh, I
my
love
ex,
it. I
my
love
ex,
it. Like I've known you my whole life.
my ex. I used to have this dream before I ever met him, before I ever met this guy. Now I want you to look at me, look at me. I mean, I'm 60, okay, I'm 62,
Wow,
but
you look amazing.
it's crazy. But I met this guy. He looked older than me at the time because I used to look really young, and but he reminded me of this dream, this thing I used to have all the time, where I envisioned I was rich, I was married to this man, white man, older white man with gray hair, and he was very smart and drank and smoked. And so when I saw him, I recognized him. I recognized him as one of my last membered husbands, and I thought it's him. And so I pursued him, and of course we got married. But I believe there was a karmic debt, as I believed he killed me, and either I killed him or he killed me. Anyway, I believe, or my brother killed him, I think. But there was a karmic debt, and
Mm,
he escaped the debt, and that's on him. I feel like I lived through it. I went through my dark night of the soul. I did all the
yeah.
things,
Yeah.
but I feel like there he escaped whatever this karmic thing is we had, because we found each other. Obviously, there was some kind of debt that had to be finished.
Yeah, like I say, a completion, isn't it? When it's karmic, it's a completion of some sort.
Yeah, even you just meeting these people that you used to be married to, just the fact that you can meet them, be at peace with them, whatever it might be, that might be enough to finish off or complete whatever that is that you guys
I
have. That could
yeah,
be
but
why you're meeting them.
yeah, it always seems to be in Spain as well.
Oh, isn't
But
that weird?
yeah, a
That's an
hundred.
ancient place, very ancient.
Yeah, well, I tried to get my visa here because now England is not in EU. We can only be here for 3 months. We need to have a visa, so it's really difficult for us to travel around Europe. It's made it very hard as a digital nomad. So I'm always moving around every 3 months. And so 2 years ago, I'm a bit of a rebellious person. So people were saying to me, like, oh, you won't get the visa, it's really hard. And I was like, bullshit, I'll get whatever I fucking want. Like, it's fine. I believe I'll get it. I'm gonna make it happen, right? But it didn't happen. And I was so soul destroyed because everything was telling me it was gonna happen. Psychics were going, oh my God, like Spain's your place, it's your soul place, it's where you get activated. Like psychics were saying to me, like, that apartment's yours, that you're going to be in that for 6 months. And then when I pulled up at the embassy and they were like, you've been rejected, I was like, it felt like someone stabbed me in the heart. I was like so gobsmacked.
Did
Like,
they
are
tell
you?
you why?
They said it was because, well, they didn't give me a reason, but I know why now. Because the letter they gave me actually didn't even have my name on it. It was somebody else's name. And I said, I think you got me confused with someone. But what happened was when I put in my submission for my visa at the time, you could have a remote business. And what they did was during my submission of my visa, they changed the rules. So naughty. So they changed the rules that said you can no longer have your own business on this visa. It's just for people that come. They need to have so much money in their bank account. They're not allowed to have a business, right?
Oh.
So on the train home back from London, I was like, that doesn't make sense. Like I even had a solicitor that I was paying. I was like, I don't understand how we've both got it wrong. So I went on, they completely changed the website, the whole criteria, the everything on it completely changed. And bearing in mind, I've been on this website daily checking it.
Oh
And
no.
I was like, what the hell? So I submitted an appeal. And I said at the I literally had my application in like November, December, and this was February.
Mhm.
And I was like, when did you change the rules? Because I paid in like November, December. So like, when did you change the rules? And they basically said, oh, you got to pay more money and you have to go to the High Court in Madrid to appeal against the appeal. And I was like, oh,
Oh my
I
gosh.
lost like over £7,000 on that. But
Oh,
I've always had this calling to go to Bali. Always had this calling. I thought, you know what?
I love
Maybe
Molly.
yeah, so I just got back from there. I was like, maybe
Oh,
I'm meant to go to Bali. And I've been starting to do quite a lot of land work, and I do light language. So I do a lot of symbol work. And so I was like, oh, maybe spirit have sent me there for a relationship or something. Basically, I got really sick because the land was so dense.
yeah, yeah.
I was purging through my
Oh,
body. So then I thought, okay, cool. Now I'm back in Spain. I've been here before. I've got friends here. That now my healing journey's over. No, then I met this guy and I was like, "Spirit, literally, you're breaking me. What is going
I
on?"
love it. I love it.
So yeah, so I don't know what's happening right now, but
Oh
whatever reason.
no. You
Whether
still
I'll
want, but you still want to live in Spain though, right?
love to. I'd love to. I have property in the UK, right? So I'd love to sell my property in the UK and to have this as my base and then still be able to, travel because travel is like in my soul. I love travel. And I love languages, I love culture, I just love people, right? It really lights me up. Like sitting in the UK, staring at a wall, just oh, it's like someone's it's just not me.
Because the
It's just
UK and Spain are not the same. They are not the
oh my God, no, 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 no. And I've had quite a lot of family dynamics over the years. So it's getting to the point now where it's like, well, I don't even know if anyone's like, what am I going back for? I don't even really know what I'm going back for, you know? So yeah, I'm just happier being in an aeroplane flying places.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That has to
Yeah,
be in your horoscope somewhere, Lorna. That has to
it
be.
must be. It must be. I've
It
never
has
had
to be.
I've got people online that I know that do astrology, but I've never actually had like a reading, So I don't know.
Yes, it's funny. I usually wait to the end to do this. I do it to all my guests to
Oh, do
ask
you?
them what their horoscope or sign is. But let me guess. I'm just been looking at you because you've got this purple and gold background, which is very Leo, but you're wearing black and in
Oh, I
and
never wear black though. I've only just got I'm cold.
ah,
I never wear black. All my clothes are bright
are they? Yeah. I
ways. This is very rare for me to wear this actually.
Oh, really? Okay, so we can
Very
get rid
rare.
of we can get rid of all the dark signs. I was
No.
see, I was thinking Sag or Aquarius because of the travel, but the gold and purple is throwing me off. What side are you?
I'm Cancer.
I was thinking Cancer because of the white. I was going to say that next. The white is what thought made me think of Cancer. You got Leo planets, though. You wouldn't have all that purple and gold. Cancer is the sign next to Leo. I wonder how much Leo you have in your chart.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I'm very emotional, spiritual, intuitive, loyal, all the Cancerian kind of traits,
yeah,
very much so.
yeah.
But I've got a twin brother, and I feel like I carry more of the masculine, he carries more of the feminine.
Ah,
I'm very like, it's really interesting. Like I'm very much a leader, a go-getter, a rule breaker, talk to anyone. My brother is like, oh my God, if it's not safe, I'm not doing it. Like, he keeps in the, he's been in the same job for years.
That's
Like,
a Cancer. That's more of a Cancer. But
yeah,
you
I'm
it's funny. I wonder, oh wow. I know how close were you
Libra in
guys?
my chart.
Yeah, who was born first or how close were you guys as far as time
10
goes?
minutes. I'm
10
younger,
minutes.
he's older.
You're younger. Uh, I wonder if that makes a difference. It's so funny that if it does, because it could be the difference between someone having their son in the 12th house, someone having their son in the first house, or someone being bold and someone being really like the
Really?
fourth and the fifth house or the 12th and the first house, two different people. Two,
Really?
yes. And if you feel that with you and your brother, that could be it. 10 minutes could make a big difference. That's
Oh,
crazy.
I'm like, grab me the microphone, I'm up. My brother's like, whoa. Yeah. I'm like straight in, go into the, like within minutes, I'll know everyone
I
in the
hope I
restaurant.
get to do your horoscope. Your Leo vibe is so strong. I don't know if you got Leo rising. I don't know what it is, but I was
Oh,
close. I mean, when I said Leo, it's what stood out because I didn't see that white shirt until the last minute. But yeah, I feel it. You've got something all around you in Leo. I've got my Mars in Leo.
that's
And
interesting.
when you had said about the guys and you meeting men, I thought, oh, she's got some Leo up in there. That makes us a little. Um,
Okay.
we go for what we want usually when it comes to romance and stuff. But just like you took the time to stop, I understand that as well
Yeah.
because it.
I'm really I'm really picky actually. I'm very friendly. I know a lot of people. Sometimes that can be misconstrued by guys because they think that I want something. It's not. I just love people. I love people. And I'm very tactile. I go to a sports club on my road and all the old men are buying me coffee and they're kissing my neck and they're like, hey, wappa, and they just love me and I just love it. But that's it.
If you're
Like,
a
do you know?
Cancer, that makes so much sense. Oh my, one of my best friends in the world was a Cancer, and when I lived in Alaska, we did everything together. And she would call me in tears on a Friday night if we could not go out, like in tears, like,
Really?
please, Libby, my nickname Libby, we gotta go, please. I gotta get out. I can't take it. It's killing me. It's killing me. I'm like, okay, Janet, we got a few minutes. I'll give you a few hours. But it was crazy. Like she had to go out. So that makes sense too. That does.
That's funny. But I don't depend on anyone though. If I want to go out, I'll go out.
Yeah.
I take myself out every day for coffee. I can go days here without seeing my friends, and I'm really okay on my own. I walk down the street and I know everyone. I know more
Cancers are
people
natural
here.
party people. You're natural party people. The
I
best.
am a home bird as well. I do like being at home, but I think because I work remotely as well.
All right.
Yeah, so like, so I'll get up in the morning, I'll go to the cafe for 2 or 3 hours and I'm working, but then the staff will come over, they're all eating their breakfast and that on my table. The customers come over, they all know me. It's like I work there. And then, yeah, so it's like I kind of integrate myself in other people's like
I love
circles.
it's funny because you're kind of a walking advertisement for what I tell people about Cancer. Cancers are able to tap into other people's emotions. This is
Oh
why
yeah.
they're usually popular because, who doesn't like having someone who understands you or who
Yes,
can
true.
support you or nurture you? So people feel comfortable with you. And
Oh yeah.
I,
It's
my friend
true.
Janet saved my life one time. I was really depressed. I'm a Capricorn, the opposite of Cancer. So
Oh,
that's why
that's
my
so
friends were
Capricorn.
Cancers, right? My
Oh, that's
friends were
so
Cancers.
funny. Yeah, my best mate here is Capricorn.
Right.
Yeah.
So one day I was really sad. It wasn't postpartum, but I was like her father and I had broke up. I don't know. It was weird. And I was really suicidal, like really
Oh,
suicidal, really. It turned out I was already being diagnosed with depression. They gave me Prozac with Desirel and Halcyon. The combination makes you suicidal. Why they did it, I don't know. Really bad combination. So when I don't know what it was, she said she got this vibe. She was driving around town and she's like, "Oh, I got to go to Libby's." something's wrong. She walked in the door because the door wasn't locked. In my hand was a bottle of pills. Like it, I had already poured them out.
Wow.
She came in and slapped my hand. Like just walked in my door, slapped them out. I'm like, what are you doing here? She's like, I don't know. I just knew. And she sat there with me and called the medical people and they put me in the white paddy wagon and I went away for about 8 weeks. But um
Mental.
it was that moment. She saved my life. To this day I love her because she saved me. Something in her felt it. She
Yeah.
was my spiritual bestie. And we were, I guess, that intertwined that she felt my pain in her car like a mile away.
I love that. I love that.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. What a beautiful story. Are you still best mates now?
I still, we're her kids. I mean, we're all Facebook friends because she's up in Alaska, so I haven't seen her in years. But her
Yeah.
daughter came down to Seattle about 6, 7 years ago. It's her daughter, granddaughter, and so I've met her daughter, or her granddaughter, and her great grandchildren. They came down to visit me, so I already knew her kids. But then the kids brought down the grandkids and the great grandkids. But it made me feel like family still
Yeah.
after all these years we had. I think it was Thanksgiving dinner all together with my daughter and stuff. It
Oh,
was
that's
beautiful.
so nice. Yeah.
Some friendships last forever, no matter what you go through, especially when there is a spiritual bond. Like she was my witchy poo friend. We would sit around and just play like gypsy witch fortune telling cards and runes and
I love all
I
that.
Ching and astrology. We just did that all day and smoked cigarettes and drink coffee. That's what we did back then.
Yeah.
And I love her. I will always love her because she saved my life. So,
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't realize that was a Cancerian thing. My dad's Cancer, and obviously my brother is as well. And my sister is Aquarius, but she's married to a Cancer. So we have a lot of
oh
Cancer.
wow.
My nan and granddad are Cancer. Like pretty much the whole
Oh
family is Cancer.
wow. Very emotional family then. Lots
Oh
of
God.
emotion.
Although a lot of my family are emotionally unavailable.
Ooh,
Like they're like they won't talk about emotions.
too
They
much
are
peace.
loving people, but they'll put you in a headlock like to cuddle you. Like they're very guarded.
It's
Yeah.
too much, probably too much cancer. You know what it is? It's so many in the family. I wonder if it's that someone might have, because cancers are really open too, and I wonder if it's hard to keep secrets, if they weren't guarded, if if you know what I mean. Because
Yeah.
cancers, I know my cancer aunt used to tell everybody's business. If I wanted to know, I'd just go to Autumn May, but I mean she's passed now. But because everybody goes to them for like sympathy and tea, right? So cancers
True.
know
True.
everybody's business usually. They know all the
It's true.
pains.
People come to me. It's so true. But this is where boundaries is so important for Cancer,
Hmm.
especially with empath and stuff as well, because, like people come into my inbox and go to pick my brain and, can we do a coffee? And before you know it, you're doing a full-on coaching session and you're like, "Ah, you
Mm,
know what? Like, I got to be careful here because of my own energy. Like,
yeah.
you know, yeah, it can be a lot. You got to be quite strict with your boundaries. I learned the hard way.
Have you felt over the last year? I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Have you felt a change in the energy shift over the last year? Like I specifically, yeah,
100%. Yeah,
especially over the last 6 months. If I
massively.
massive, yeah. I heard there was
Yeah.
something that happened with the Schumann resonance uh
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah. Yeah. I think April, I spoke about it quite a lot on my Instagram because I'm a clairvoyant, right? So I really see and
Mm,
I work with galactic energy. So I'm really tapped into that.
mm,
Um, and I kind of see and feel things 2 or 3 weeks before they happen. And
mm,
I went through this massive like freeze stage in April. And I just went on a massive like, right, I'm getting rid of all these programs. I don't want to work with this client anymore. And then I was like, oh fuck, what have I done? I've literally fricked half of my frigging business.
mm.
Um, but I and then now I'm starting to speak to more people in the industry and clients, and like I just started this program. It starts next week. It's only a 2-week mini program, but I did it because I was like, everyone is going through this right now and no one's talking about it. And it is because of the Schumann resonance. It's because we have had such this influx of light to the planet that everyone that was operating from these outdated patterns of control and fear and scarcity and all the old masculine matrix shit that's got to go, like basically that's all come to the surface now to be healed, right? So anyone, and I'm super spiritual intuitive, but I also know I carry a lot of masculine stuff, and because of family dynamics I've got super hyper independence. So I'm also sort of purging and going through stuff. So that is why everyone's feeling the shift, because it's like this rumbling that's going on. No one can really understand things that you've always done that's worked
Yeah.
isn't working
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's basically a whole refinement. It's a whole like rebuilding. I know people say like rebirth. It's an invitation to you to go deeper in your work, actually, because when I sat here and I sat with spirit and I was like, and did you hear? I don't know if you actually heard, but like in Spain last week, the whole country had a blackout.
I heard, oh my gosh, everyone's talking about that. Like
What
that was some kind of
was that?
spiritual thing. Oh my gosh.
That
And they
was
can't even
so,
explain it. That was total energy,
yeah.
something.
So that's manipulation. So when I sat with spirit, I was like, what's going on? And it weren't just Spain, it's Portugal. But like my friends in the UK, nobody checked in on me. No one messaged me and said, are you okay? I mean, I'm hyperglycemic. I live on my own. My sugar
Oh
level.
no.
I was like, why has no one checked in on me? And someone said to me, oh, you had a little power cut, didn't you? And I was like, no, it wasn't just a power cut. Imagine this. All the telephone lines went down. So you had no telephone, no power, no Wi-Fi, no shops were open, no petrol stations were open, no restaurants were open. It was like
Blackness.
literally the
Yeah.
whole thing. No trains, no
Yeah.
buses, no metro.
I heard it was like an EMP, like the electric magnetic thing from, yeah,
So
that's,
my personal feeling is it's dark forces that came into the planet. And when I asked spirit, because I'm a channeler, right? So I close my eyes and I channel stuff directly from my galactic guides. And all they kept saying to me was manipulation, but they're showing me South America as well. And I think that's going to be next. It also happened in Bali, but it wasn't on the news. So I've still got powers in Bali because I've just left there, and it was out for 2 days in Bali, and it weren't even on the news.
now I heard that it was a power coming out of space. So yeah, you heard that too, right? Something coming out of space.
Yeah, I think it's some kind of intervention for sure. I think, to be honest with you, I feel like it's going to get worse. I think we're going to have more of it. So this is where we need to ground our energy, protect our energy. Because also, as well, my friend, we had a telephone call just before it stopped, and she came to meet me in the coffee shop. And when she got there, I thought that they were doing some kind of electrical test in this cafe. Then after a while, I was like, why is the music off? Why is the lights off? And then they were
Oh,
like,
it just happened
oh,
suddenly out of the blue.
yeah, like midday, lunchtime. It didn't come back on until 15 hours later, till 3 a.m. the following day. So
Everything just, that was it. Like all of a
dead,
sudden,
absolute
boom.
dead. So luckily my friend had no petrol in her car and she lived up in the mountains. And I've got space in my apartment. So it was actually all right. But we'd been out that weekend, right? So I had no food in the house. I had one can of beer. I had dry pasta and dry soup. And I was like, where's that going to get us? So we sat on the balcony, like with crisps and tin beans. But do you know what? I sat there, my friend was shaking, and I did a galactic activation for her. And I channeled a message through my guide, and it was beautiful. And I haven't actually shared this yet online, but it basically said you choose. You choose to plug into collective fear, or you choose to plug into us. And anything that goes on around you in times of chaos, you literally strengthen your connection to us. And basically, we will guide and protect you. Like, and I said to my friend, the only way I can describe it is, we're at a fun fair and you've got like the bumper cars, and above the car you have this long, like, I don't know if you, I'm sure you
Yes.
get the
Yeah.
bumper, right? The
Yeah.
thing that goes, I said, imagine that above your head, right? So you've got all this scrambling going on underneath you, everyone freaking out because there's no shop, no cash machine, no tap, no, nothing. Everyone's freaking out. But in this moment, you need to close your eyes and you need to ground yourself to the earth, and you need to close your eyes and you need to connect to spirit,
Yeah.
and you need to be in that protection and stay in that vibration. And that is where you've got to devote to your practice, because otherwise your energy is going to be like this. And that's what
Yes.
they want to manipulate, they want to control you, they want to be like, hey, we're going to take your country out. Like, but if in Spain, in some of the cities, they had candlelight and people were just drinking beer and doing dance and flamenco. And I was like, yeah, that's the energy that you want to plug into. It's like, okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm not going to let that affect me. Right. So this is what it's all about. And that's why I'm like massively into energy work, because I'm like, guys, we have to really like throw ourselves into this right now, because the connection between us and spirit is getting so thin that we have to armor up, make
Yes.
sure we're not opening up to dark forces, right?
Yes. And by the way, I love you because I thought I was the only person that got into things like, the Arcturian Council and the Palladians. I'm into that too because yes, I know that they are giving us these messages. They have predicted that this was all going to happen
Yeah.
long before it started. And
Yeah.
it is a spiritual war.
Yeah.
It is. I,
Oh
I
my God,
see
I
it.
love this
And
chat.
yes, so many people are not in tune with it. And if you go to talk with them, they don't get it when you try to explain it. But oh, it's so much bigger than what we see here with our physical eyes or what we,
100%.
yeah, it's way more than that. It's beyond us actually, but we do have to choose to be in a positive place. We have to choose the light now. That is our job, especially
Yeah.
as light workers. So that's why, in a way, I went and I said that. I want all the woo woo people like, let's arise, let's wake up, let's unite, let's speak out.
Exactly
We are
that.
here, we exist. It's not
Yeah.
just me. I know we're out there. I'm so glad to find you, Lorna. I'm so
Yeah,
glad
me
to connect
too.
with everybody who is connecting to the light.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
is stuff, it is starting to get really obvious now and that there
Yeah.
is a dark and there is a light.
Yeah.
And we can't explain what's right, wrong, good, bad. It's not about that. It is, are you attracted to the dark or are you
Yeah.
attracted to the light?
It's a choice.
It is a
Yeah.
choice.
100%.
It is a
And do you
choice.
know what it is as well? A lot of people will go to the dark because it's what they've always known.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
More people will be familiar with being a victim and
Yeah.
being a sufferer and that than want to choose to uh go in the other direction,
Yeah.
because that it's more scarier.
It is definitely scarier. And I'm telling you, there is some type of spirit that protects us and guides us. I've been in a really bad financial situation for a minute. I'm working on my mindset. We're going to work on that. Okay. I'm doing all kind of things to work on it. I'm starting to manifest. Hopefully, I am manifesting and appearing to be much more affluent than I am. And it's because I'm working on that. Okay. I'm an abundance and manifestation coach, and I know it's my issue. And I've had money before, but for some reason I got stuck in a trap, and it happens to the best of us,
Yeah,
where
cool.
the money mindset thing started closing in. And so for the last few years after the marriage, of course, I've been having trouble with the money. But I'm I had this situation where I was literally looking at financial ruin. Like when I say ruin, I mean destruction. Like it was minus 200 at the bank. There were all these debts that were piling up, and all my websites, everything were going to get shut down. In fact, I thought it was. I even announced it on Facebook that the website was going to shut down. I tried to put sales out, everything. It wasn't working. And I realized, oh my gosh, I'm in spiritual warfare. They got me where they know I'm weakest.
Right. Okay.
I'm weakest there with the money because I came from poverty. So I'm working on that mindset. And so I thought, okay, I've got to start thinking about what I want. Stop thinking about the past. That doesn't exist anymore. What do I want? Who am I now? Who am I? Who do I see myself as? And I start thinking about it and how that person would handle it. So I looked at everything, and darn if I didn't find a loophole. I went to the bank. I was looking. I was like, oh, they billed me. Why are they still billing me? So I got on the phone and I'm like, look, I canceled this in February, which I did. I went and I found the letter where I said, look, you want me to pay more money for a service I'm already paying you $49 a month for. Obviously I can't do that. It's, to cancel the service. So they, the bank decided, one, they removed that debt, but they went back to February. So I got 3 months back there. They got rid of all the bounce fees. I had a miracle.
Good.
I
Yeah.
had a
Amazing.
miracle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saved my
I do
website.
think I think a lot, you know what, you're not on your own because about 8 years ago, I went through something like that. I thought I was going to lose my house. And it's like you really go, but in those moments, I feel like you go really deep into your faith and your prayer and you're like, okay, cool. Like, and something will always happen. Do you know what I mean? Something will always happen. And I feel like a lot of people went through that in April. A lot of people did. I actually put a retreat out in April. I lost a lot of money. I haven't even spoken about this yet, but I put a retreat out. It felt good. The venue was amazing. Oh my God, it was just so exciting. I didn't get any sign-ups. Not one sign up. And I was
Oh
like,
no.
so that's so weird. That is so bizarre. Like, and it wasn't even expensive. And I was like, this is so weird. I had loads of people inquire, no one signed up.
So strange.
Why is that? Why is that? So I took a massive hit. But I've kind of just decided to be like, okay, cool. What was I doing? Where was my energy at? And if I'm honest, maybe I was pushing it, maybe I was pushing. And sometimes it's so subtle, we don't realize it.
Yeah.
We don't realize it. Because sometimes when I'm so excited and I want it so much, I'm like, yeah, and I'm pushing and I don't realize it. So all these things show us stuff, don't they?
Yes. Are you,
They all,
what are you in human design? Are you a manifester
I'm a
or
projector.
generator? Oh, you're a projector. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm a generator, which we are never allowed to push, and my urge is always to push. It's so difficult not to push.
That's what I mean. It's so weird. Like I'm a Cancer and I do have probably quite a lot of masculine, but also projector. I can burn out very easily. I need space in my day. Like I do all my clients in the evening, so I've got the whole day to myself.
Mhm.
Like obviously I work on my business, but no client sessions.
Mhm.
Um, and I need that. And I can only work 3 days a week and then I'm done, you know?
That's great
So
that you figured this out for yourself because
yeah,
that is so important. The burnout that we get, that I've been feeling that. That's why I took my time to schedule these because I remember, I think it was like when I first started doing it a few years ago, I was doing like some of my interviews. If you go and look on my YouTube, were like 6 people in the interview, um, 4, 6, 5 people in the interview. And I was just stacking them up week after week, twice a week. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I chose one day and
yeah,
I just, increased it to 2 days because there was a lot of people I couldn't schedule. So now I'm going to do Saturday and Thursdays, and on some occasions maybe a Wednesday instead of what I used to do. But I don't want to get to that everyday thing again. I cannot do that. That was killing me.
Because then you end up resenting it and the
Yeah,
energy's off then,
yeah,
right?
it is
It's
true.
not bad.
Yeah,
So like, when I've worked with business strategists who are like generators or manifestors, they are designed to teach me to push. And I have to stand my own and be like, no, like they're like, okay, I want you to tell me on Monday how many calls you make, how we do this. I'm like, listen, hun, that is not me.
yeah,
I'm never going to be that person. That might work with someone else. I'm a projector, I'm a psychic, I'm intuitive. This is not how I work, my friend. And so this is not going to be a good relationship if this is how this is going to go. Like basically, and sometimes I put stuff in my diary and I'm like, you know what? There's obviously something going like today. There's stuff going on in the planet. You know what? I'll pick it up tomorrow. I
yeah,
need to down 2 hours because my body is processing and purging something, right? I need to honor that. I'm not going to push. It's purging something. I come on my period. I had a neck issue yesterday. I had Cairo. I'm in integration, so
yeah,
it can wait. And like a coach would be like, oh, you've had the afternoon off. I'm like, yeah, that's why I started my business. So I can actually honor my body and be like, you know what, we'll just shift it. It's not the end of the world. It'll get done.
yes.
And but just not when you tell me it's got to be done in this window. Like they're like,
Oh,
how much
yes.
have you done? I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I cannot sit there and squeeze inspiration. It's either there or it's not. And I'll get inspiration with hot pants and hiking boots on the beach, not when I'm sat at a laptop because I've scheduled in like half an hour inspiration. It's not going to work like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Spirit come in. Spirit come in when I'm my most relaxed. They come in when I'm on the sun lounger.
yeah,
They're not going to come in when I'm sat in a mechanical office in front of a laptop when I'm rigid as fuck. It's not going to
yeah.
work.
It's funny because as I'm also a life coach as well as an astrologer, and one
Yeah.
of the things I think I don't understand it, but I've got a couple of life coaches, and the one thing that gets me is I'm behind on a lot of their work because I got my own work. We got
Yeah.
we got our own things we got to do, and that can take it can be overwhelming when you got two or
Yeah.
three coaches who want you to do what they want you to do instead of what you have to
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the other thing as well, not signing up to too many things, because I've also made that mistake. I've actually said to people, look, I'd love to be in your program, but if I'm honest with you, I'm going to stretch myself too thin because I've got other things going on right now. And I trust that I'll do it the next time round or whatever, you
Mhm.
know? So I hear what you say. Like, I actually love mini offers, micro offers. So
Yeah.
I've got a long-term one-to-one coach, but then I'm also working with like 3 or 4 micro offers.
Yes.
And I quite like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Like short spurts, isn't it? And
I've got yeah.
I like I like it. Like I actually like to do that in my business as well because it feels fun and exciting.
Yes. I've got a couple of long-term coaches, but I like the short spurts too, like the
Yeah.
4-day workshops and stuff like that. It
Yeah.
sometimes you just need an injection. You don't really need,
Absolutely.
yeah, you don't need a whole bunch of just show me what it is I need to do and let me implement it. And that's all you need.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I had
Yeah.
one coach who was like a everyday telegram over and over. And finally she was like, okay, we're just gonna do it once a week. And I'm like, thank you, because that every day was killing me.
Yeah, it's true actually. It can be too much. I've had this recalibration thing that I'm doing next week. I've had a few people of my old clients that have come in and gone, how many calls do you get? How long are the calls? What's the days and what's the time? And I've gone, listen, honey, right? This is channeled with spirit. Spirit don't give a flying fuck about, sorry to swear, but they
It's
don't
fine.
care about the date, the time. It's like you're going to be activated. And when it comes, it doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes or 4 hours. Like it's about what's going to be activated in you. Like you are in this time for money mentality, and that's just so old. Like
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's not about time for money exchange. It's like, what's the value in this? It's not about how many calls and all this you're going to get. It's not about that. It's
And some
about,
people don't get that. They don't
they
get that
don't,
concept at
they
all.
don't. And to be
I
honest, I'm letting go of those clients at the moment. I've closed down my entire membership because I was like, you know what, I'm having the same conversation with people and it's draining me. So
mm,
I'm just closing it down. I'm setting up my own modality and I'm doing something completely new now.
mm,
Um, which is scary, but I'm like, I felt like I was carrying people
mm.
and I can't, I can't have that because it drains you. You want to get on a call with your client and fill that up by them, don't you?
Yes, yeah. You want to at least feel that what you're doing is helping or that
Yeah.
they're getting it. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse than when you spend all your energy with someone and then they just seem like they don't get it. And you're like,
Yeah. It's so true. I did a mini mind a couple of months ago, and I was leaving like I was doing activations live on Zoom, and I was leaving Telegram messages, and people were then coming in the group, projectile vomiting how bad their day was, and then I was signposting them back to, have you done this practice? Did you do that activation? And they would ignore it, and then the next day they would projectile vomit, and then in the end, I had to say, look, at the end of the day, this is not a dumping ground. This is for people that take radical responsibility for where they're at. And you have all the tools in this group. And if you're not going to lead yourself through that, then you're in the wrong space because that's not what this space is for. I'm not here to carry you and to tell you every day, do this, do that. That's not what this is for. And yeah, one of the people actually left the group,
oh,
but
wow.
I was like, well, I mean, by the way, everyone loved it, but one of the people left the group because they said to me, "Oh, I'm not in a great space right now." And I said, "Even more reason why you need to be in it. What are you going to do otherwise? Hibernate yourself in your room and feel sorry for yourself. You've got to push, not push through, but you've got to move through these things. That's a trauma response to, you know, wrap your arm around yourself and not want to engage or participate in anything. It's like you don't need to reply to other people or anything. Just do the activations for you to make yourself feel better. But I can give you all this stuff, and if you're then gonna close off, then you're going to be in the same position in 2 weeks' time because you haven't actually done anything to move you out of it, to navigate yourself through it, right?
And so
So
many people just cannot comprehend that they are the creators of how they feel. Like, I'm not saying that these bad things aren't occurring, it's how we're reacting to how they're occurring. Because
yeah,
you sit around and I can bitch and moan all day if I wanted, but I choose not to, right? It is a
yeah,
choice, it's a conscious choice because we know that we can bitch and moan if we want. There's always something negative to concentrate on. I can bitch and moan about Trump all day. I can bitch and moan about, inequality or whatever. But I choose
yeah.
not to. I choose to
Cool.
latch on to
So
whatever is positive, good,
exactly,
uplifting. Yeah, that's,
exactly.
yeah. I think
But
more people need to know that so that they realize if they can somehow latch on to that positive thing, they could maybe change their outlook on everything because
yeah,
they've changed on inside. But some
it's
people
so
just don't get it.
I don't get it. I actually did a training in my mini mind though of two different people, and it was a visual, and I put symptoms of the behaviors of both, and it was really powerful because when I did that training, people were really like, it was easy for them to visually see, oh crap, I'm actually displaying a lot of the behaviors from this person, and actually I want to be over here. And I was like, then these are the tools that you need to do to get yourself to that space, you know? There was a lot of like light bulb realizations. Yeah. So sometimes people are just talking and talking and talking and they're not actually listening or doing anything about it. They're just talking, you know?
I think maybe because you're a Cancer, you're probably easy to talk to, and you're probably have to face that probably the rest of your life. People like to come and dump on Cancers and Pisces. You poor guys. It's just one of those things. Every Cancer and Pisces I know has people that just come and tell them all their problems, and it's
It's
a mess.
true, actually. Anytime there's a new moon, full moon, solar flare, eclipse, my WhatsApp goes crazy. I've got like, and I talk to like 9 people a day on my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp's
Wow.
so, yeah, my WhatsApp's always busy, but it's like double on like a day. And then because in my membership, I used to channel and do galactic activation on like a portal day. So I work with like the cosmic portals, and I would just not respond. And then people would be freaking out. They'd
Mm.
be like, what's going on today? You haven't replied to my message. I need to know. I feel this, I feel that. I'm like, dude, seriously, like, I can't, I'm like an octopus. Like I can't be spreading myself in all these places, you've got to have really strong boundaries as a Cancerian.
Yes, that's they're
You know,
feeling feeding off your emotional energy.
100%.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I've just got to the point now where I'm just bold. Like one of my best pals, I love him to pieces, but and he's amazing. I don't even know what star sign he is. He's amazing. He's really spiritually aware, more so now than ever. And there's so much love there between me and him. But there are times where he's just so in his rigid, logical 9 to 5 working, and he'll message me and leave me 4 or 5 minute voice note, literally telling me about the bin day or his
Is that
scrub
the
day.
Capricorn?
You know what? I need to find out when his birthday is. I need to find out. And like, it's got to the point now where I'm like, dude, you don't waste 5 minutes of my life leaving me voice like that. Like, seriously, like, it's not uplifting. It's not inspiring. Like, you've just wasted 5 minutes of my life. I don't feel any better. I feel worse. I feel like I want to go hang myself or jump off a cliff.
So sad. Oh
But
no.
we just make a laugh out of it now. I'm like, go listen to that message and then tell me what part of that was positive, please.
The funny part is now that you realize it, it's because you're a Cancer, you're going to listen to your friends differently because they probably all kind of come to you with their stuff all the time. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is about Cancers. It's just it's that emotional healing you guys have. You
it's so true. Good listener. Well, they're the best coaches, aren't they? Coaches and healers, I think, Cancerians. It really is.
Yes, I think so. I think so. I'm a Capricorn. I'm an astrologer and a healer, but I that's the part of me that I question. And I feel like the part of me is one, I got my moon in the fourth house of Cancer. So that's not that. But I also have my North Node in the seventh house in Cancer. So there's this urge. I think people pick up that whatever that is in me, that my life here is to do the Cancer thing. The North Node
Yeah.
pushing me to be more out to people, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing with you now. Um, because I've got Cancer in Leo in my seventh house. And so it's what pushes me to reach out to people emotionally and to talk to
Mm.
others. Otherwise, I would just be in my own shell and not do anything. I would just be independent because I've got Capricorn and Aquarius in the first house. And I just would stay to myself and I would miss life. So I
Yeah.
appreciate every Cancer in Leo I come across.
Oh, I love
I
that.
do.
It's so true though, isn't it? It's all about connection, especially with people working remotely now.
Oh,
It
definitely.
it's
Definitely.
all about connection because I could spend days here working on my laptop, but if I go and do a live on Facebook and or Instagram or whatever, and I have that interaction, I feel so much better about myself. We need that connection, don't we?
Yes, definitely.
And depth.
Yes, yes. I can't even believe it's been an hour. I'm looking over here and I just
I
looked up.
know, yeah, it's like 10 o'clock
Yeah,
here.
I
It's
can't even believe it.
yeah.
I didn't even go, we didn't go live. I'm recording. So this is going, we started talking and never stopped. And the funny thing is, I'm going to upload this to YouTube. Usually, sometimes I go live on YouTube, but maybe it wasn't meant for us to go live because I never found your photo. Did you send your photo to me?
Oh, yeah. Did you not get it? Oh, did you get the other email? Or maybe I
I
didn't.
don't know if I got it. I was looking and I couldn't find it before this, so I want to make sure I get it. So even after this, I'll um I'll make a thumbnail and all that stuff with your photo and put that on YouTube and
Uh,
Spotify.
yeah, I know I sent you a message. Oh yeah, Saturday,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay. Okay. And you got the picture and everything?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
I put the bio and the links and everything on there. Yeah.
Okay, good, good. I'm so glad you did that. We just winged it. When I saw you, I was like, oh, she's here. I never got a chance to find it. And we just kind of winged it. And that's okay. This was my first uh podcast guest in like a year.
Oh, really? Oh,
I'm
it's
glad
amazing.
it was you. I'm glad it was you because you were gonna be with me last week and
No, yeah.
you still ended up being the first one. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Do you know what? I've actually thought about doing this myself as well. And I don't want to do the whole editing and oh, it
Yes.
just too much. I'm like, can you not just do a Zoom video and upload it to YouTube and just make it nice and easy? Because it's
Yes.
just these conversations, they're just so needed, aren't they?
They are. We've talked about a couple of things during this conversation that I hope will touch people's lives. Like one, the light worker, the fact that, you
Oh,
do.
I've sworn quite a lot on it because I didn't realize you were going to use this.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if you still do your channeling, for your light work, but I know that there are people, I know myself, I listen to everything I can about what the Arcturian Council are saying, what the Pleiadians are saying, what, was it the GFL or whatever. I believe in that. I believe that this is a spiritual war. It is way
Yeah,
bigger than just Earth. It is
yeah,
way bigger. It goes deeper than
yeah,
what we understand. And
yeah,
I wonder how much Elon knows of that because he has this urge to go out into space. Like, dude, what do you know? Because I'm
yeah,
thinking what's going on here. But um,
yeah.
I think I heard about like the white hats and stuff like that years ago. And I've been just watching it thinking, oh, are you kidding me? It's working out exactly as they predicted, just like they said. So yeah, I believe in it. I definitely.
Yeah, 100%. I try not to watch the news but all of this comes through my channel, right? So I try to just look at it, whatever I gets downloaded to me is I know is pure and it's come from the higher source,
Yeah.
because I think otherwise you can create stuff by, well, we all know they try to make you believe certain things by what they put out there, right? So I try to disconnect from that. Sometimes it backfires and you haven't got a clue what's going on in the world because you're not up to date with stuff. But
Yes. I
I leave
stopped
my phone
watching the news
on.
on
I've
TV too. I did too. Yeah.
watched news since I was about 8. Yeah. Just can't, it's just so negative, isn't it?
There's so much. It's funny. One day, I
And
guess
it's
this
not
was
true.
yeah. Well, it was the day, I guess, of the inauguration, and for some reason, my cable doesn't normally do it, but that day, I guess they wanted everybody to watch the inauguration, so they magically put my channel on a channel that was having the inauguration, which because I was boycotting it. And I heard like whatever the talk was, and it was like a bile that rose up in my throat. Like I
Wow.
had to cut off the television. Like
Wow.
it was obviously lies and it was just uncomfortable. And I
Yeah.
didn't want to watch it anyway, but it was weird that it showed up on my television on a channel I never watch ever. So how did it even tune into that channel? It
Wow.
was just uncomfortable. So I know
Mm,
certain things are happening that we can't explain, but it is up to us to stay positive and to keep the light. Because if
definitely.
we're in a world of darkness, there may not be enough light. And it's dangerous for us, of course, to be the light in a time like this. But
Yeah.
it's also worthwhile because who knows how many spirits we can save or help to wake up? Because some of them I think are just asleep. They forgot why they're
100%.
here.
And that's why we're here to go first as well, aren't we? It's why we go through all these crappy things so that we can then guide and lead people because of what we've gone through, right? So, I mean, I don't remember signing up to it before I reincarnated, but apparently we did. Apparently, we agree to this stuff.
Oh, can I tell you a story? I've told this story before, but I have to tell it now because you just said that. My daughter, when she was little, she was really, they always say that veil is really thin when they're little.
Yeah,
Well, hers was really thin, and my mother was really into past lives and stuff, so she used to question the kids. And my daughter was really talkative. So one of the things that she said was that she was at a party and she was dancing, having a good time, and they grabbed her out of the party and forced her down here, and she is still upset over it. Virgo. She's a Virgo
oh,
sun, moon, and Mercury, and
wow.
Gemini rising. And I told her, I says, obviously, with all that Mercury, you are here for communication. You are here to bring a message. There's no reason they would have brought you and forced you down unless that message had to be taught. And sure
Yeah,
enough, um, she had opened a business. She was one of the forefronts in DEI here in America, in Seattle, and was a city commissioner on a couple of commissions, ran for city council. So there is a message in her. She was brought down here, but as a baby, I could see her anger, even if, like, darn them, they made me come. And I, to this day, we still laugh over this, that she came here. And of course, there was obviously this mission. The other thing was that she has, a form of autism. She's on the spectrum. And she went through a lot when she was young. She has Asperger's. And it was painful, but as she got older, we realized, first of all, because it is the type of autism she is, she's what they call ultra smart in certain things. So
right.
her English and comprehension was off the top. So when she took her college exam, she got 0.001%, and she got accepted into like all these colleges. And she's ended up becoming pretty well respected because of her intelligence. So everybody, even though it was horrible watching people abuse her as a kid because of autism, they diagnosed her and said she was 7 years behind. Now she's in her 30s. 7 years behind is 30 something. So it doesn't
Yeah,
matter anymore.
yeah.
Right. And she's still a
Wow.
genius, and she's still 30 something. So it doesn't matter. It was all at that moment, it seems so vital, so important. But now in the scheme of things, it doesn't even matter. So it's weird how life is like that. But I just think it's amazing that some people do remember their past lives or premortal existence.
Very true. It's interesting actually what you're saying about neurodivergent as well, because we've got people in our family that are, and honestly, I feel like they're little spiritual wizards. Like I feel like they're so tapped in and tuned in. It's incredible,
It is
you
weird.
know,
Yeah,
really is. It's amazing to see, but it's almost like how society it frowns upon it. But
yeah.
I think it's incredible. Some of their gifts is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it?
It really is. Because my daughter, it was horrible. I mean, I just remember what she sucked her finger and she used to hide like this. So
Mhm.
she just peer out with her eyes. She was very, very
Oh wow.
scary for a while. And she did that. At least until 12 or 13. And I just remember when she was in Girl Scouts, and I went to pick her up, and there was this thing going on, and I'm like, what's happening? And there was this circle, and the Girl Scout leader was there, and in the circle they had my daughter, and they were abusing her
Oh
verbally.
wow.
They were saying things to her about her sucking her finger or how she looked or whatever. And I went in there and I tore that woman a new ass. I kid you not. I cursed her out in front of all the parents. I pulled my daughter out of Girl Scouts. I said I would never have her in Girl Scouts. That the
Yeah.
fact that you're teaching other little kids how to be cruel to other children is sick.
Mm,
And how could they do such a thing? How could
mm.
any parent or grown up think it's okay to belittle a kid for what, sucking her finger or hiding or whatever their reason was at the moment? It was horrific. My daughter had to go into therapy, but
That's
because of
bad.
stuff like that, right? They're telling you in your head, you're not good enough. You're not enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why would
So
you
many
tell a
people.
child something like that?
Don't you see that though when you do coaching now? It all comes back to things like when you're a kid, teachers and
Yeah,
all
they
sorts.
ruin these children. Like, why would you ever tell a child they're not enough, they're not good enough, they're different, they're whatever you're implanting? Why would you do that? I was mortified. I didn't even know about the energy and things
So
back then. I just knew it was wrong.
therefore, you just knew, but in your soul, you
I
knew
knew it
it.
was
You
wrong. Yeah. Why do
value,
that
wanted
to a
to
child?
value.
Yes. And then, of course, because they're developing at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, then you're ruining them for life.
Of course, then they're going to come to me like 20 years later when they're having all these limiting beliefs and because of all the stuff that's in their subconscious mind that you implanted. Yeah.
And a
Because
lot
you're
of people don't realize
you're
it. It's
taught to
like,
respect your teachers and your leaders and key leaders
yes,
and all this and that you respect them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that what they were saying was right.
exactly. And they're implanting these horrible things into people.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a shame. It's funny, as a coach, we do hear the what I call the playback. The
Yeah.
playback is crazy. The stuff that people are playing back over and over and over and over. Because some old lady said it to them in a grocery store back when they were 10.
And it's stuck in the subconscious. Well, like we were saying about family and money and poverty and all that, right? It can be, and that was really heightened in April as well for a lot of people. So we don't realize that all of this is in us,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
and
amazing.
it's when, I mean, you would know it more than me because I'm not an astrologist. I understand bits, but not like you. When it's all intensified, it really feels like you're in this pressure cooker, doesn't it?
It does. It does. One of the
I'll have to edit the stuff out about my family if you're putting
oh,
this on YouTube.
oh, hey, if I start talking about my family, plus you're a Cancer, your family is an integral part of you. Just never forget that. No matter where you travel, no matter
Yeah.
what you do, that's your core. Your core is your family. A
Oh, I'm so,
Cancer without that is not a, yeah, even if they're the worst family. That
yeah.
connection to your family, even if it's just to like analyze them, that's part of your base of a foundation.
I'm
And
very loyal to my family, very loyal, even though I'm misunderstood. Uh, I'm very, very loyal, and I've had fights with people in the industry that have kind of said, oh, cut certain family members off. I will never do that because I have this, I'm loyal. That's really thick within my blood. But
I can't
I'm also,
imagine a Cancer cutting off their family. That's a broken Cancer. That is an
yeah,
empty Cancer. A Cancer
yeah.
without a family is nothing. Your family is your core. So that's your foundation, that's your base. From that is where you spring everything. Even the bad part of the family is what spurred you on to become this independent woman you have become.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
100.
like a lot of people give up on their family, and some people are meant to, but a Cancer that would scare me because that's so vital for Cancer. And hold on to them at least until you build your own, because your
Yeah.
family is everything.
Oh,
Just
I love my family to pieces, but yeah, I love my family to pieces. I, there's a strong loyalty in me. But when you're doing things against the grain and against the norm and stuff like that, uh, it can be quite challenging, shall
I
we say.
I've
So
got
yeah.
a brother I haven't seen. I've talked to him on the phone, but I haven't seen him in 15 years. I love him,
Wow.
but he had a tendency to call me a B word whenever he talked to me. It was just the way he thought of me. I don't think of me that way. So he couldn't respect who I am. And, maybe at one point I might have been a B. I don't know, but how dare you? And you will not talk to me that way. He could not respect me for the adult me that I am.
Wow.
And I mean, I love him, but I didn't want to be exposed to him. I don't
Yeah.
want to have to hear that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I cut off anybody who doesn't respect me at this point. If you come at me, like one of my friends, I knew her for 42 years. Her brother called me an N-word, and then when I said something to her, she tried to defend him. And she was a Trumper, it turned out. I stopped being friends with her. 42 years we lost that friendship. That is a boundary you cannot cross. You're going to disrespect me for my color or my heritage. That's something God created, the universe created. What choice did I have in that?
What is your heritage?
Oh, I know, and nobody can tell. It's because I'm black and my dad is Puerto Rican, but there's other stuff in us too. So we got a lot of stuff in us. I got too
Yeah.
much Scottish. I got way too
Have
much
you
Scottish.
actually?
Yeah, way
That
too
is
much.
so it's really interesting. A lot of my ex-boyfriends are like African, Jamaican, that kind of thing, right? I can kind of, I feel, I was thinking, oh, is it like African-y? Like when I look at like your facial, you're quite fair,
Yeah,
but I can kind of see that in you. So now
yeah,
you said Puerto Rican, I'm like, yeah, actually,
yeah. Yeah,
I can,
my mother is actually black, and then my father is Puerto Rican, but my mother black is got too much Scottish in her black.
wow, I love that. But what an amazing mix! Amazing. I
Yeah, it's
love.
like 30%. That's way too much Scottish. It's like I'm a third Scottish. So what the hell?
You wearing a teal underneath that then.
Yeah.
She's had haggis for her tea.
It's funny when you do the DNA, the stuff that pops up because it's stuff you're not expecting. Like what? What?
Yeah, that's amazing. So, and you know, Scotland's got amazing energy, so you have to go there. You know,
You want
you'll
to hear
probably,
something? Here's funny. This now
yeah.
this is called weird. When I was a little girl, and this is a true story, I kid you not. The best friend I just talked to you about. My first concert ever was the Bay City Rollers. I'm from
Was,
Scotland. The Bay City
oh,
Rollers.
that's hilarious. There we go. It's your soul. Your
It's
soul.
my soul, obviously. I was in love with Derek Longmire. So hilarious.
Whereas I feel like my soul is Latin American because I love Spanish. I love anything kind of Cuban or like any kind of soul. Like I love all
I
that
could
kind of music.
see that you look like you could even be a little bit. I thought you were a little bit, had some Hispanic in you too. Like,
Really.
yeah, you kind of give that off a little bit. It could be the dark hair, but yeah.
There must be something in me because I feel very at home. But then also when I go to Egypt, I have a very strong lineage to Egypt. So and when I come to this part of Spain, it's very Arabic. So I kind of have, and I attract a lot of Arabic men.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's really interesting. I have some really interesting roots, I think. And
Yeah.
I think that's why I love travel. You know, when I went to, I lived in Egypt for a year and people were like, welcome back. I was like, this is the first time I've been here. And then they're so spiritual. They're like, no, it's not. And then I really felt it. I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Whenever I do regression, I'm in a desert somewhere, you know,
Oh,
with
isn't that something?
yeah. So I know that Egypt is definitely, but also definitely some kind of South America and actually, yeah, you need to tell me what you're going to put out on YouTube because some stuff's probably confidential about this
Oh,
guy.
oh, oh,
So
okay, hold on. Let's do this. Let's say goodbye to everybody so we can finish talking. So we can, because we're over an hour. We're over an hour. So let me put on a little song and we'll dance on off of this and then we'll talk. Hold on. Let's put on a little song. Let's put on a little song and let's dance on out of here. And it has been our pleasure to have Lorna Jayne. Me and Lorna are going to talk after the show because we've just become best friends. So we're just going to go ahead and put the music on and we'll dance on out, everybody. I love doing this show, you guys.
oh,
Much love to
yeah.
everybody. Much love.